Alright, hello everyone, it's Happy, and today we're going to be talking about the IS-4, the Tier 10 Soviet heavy tank. It has almost been forgotten by Wargaming and the player base in general. So this is the equipment I use. It's kind of average, so the only thing I do use is enhanced armor instead of increasing the HP pool, but everything else is super duper standard, as you can see here. Enhanced armor is super useful on the IS-4. I've made videos on it, so go check it out. The provisions and consumables are also super standard. There's nothing special about them, so if you want, you can just stop the video and take a look at them, but other than that, there's no reason to explain anything about the consumables or provision. So obviously today we're just going to be playing one live game, because sometimes I don't really think there is a need to play 2 or maybe 3 live games. It just makes the video longer unnecessarily. That took quite a while to actually find a game, but we are on Canal. The enemy has 3 heavies, an IS-7, an E-100, and an AMX 50B, a Hori, FV, and a grill, and a T-62, if you can see. So that makes the gameplay really like campy-ish on Canal, because the TDs like to take up the corners, and then they kind of just shoot the hell out of you from spawn or from the hill or from bushes. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of tanks are crossing, and there is a grill crossing for some reason, and then E-100. A lot of tanks crossing at the same time, 4 to be exact. Let's try and put another shot into a tank that is crossing carelessly. Look at that, it's a grill. Another shot, we broke his turret, and the IS-7's ammo rack, of course, goes kaboom. Even after the buff or the HD buff, it still gets his ammo rack destroyed, which is not surprising. They have a few tanks in the corner, and I'm thinking of just pushing up straight through, because if we don't really take that corner, we're kind of screwed. And E-100 makes a mistake, so we can shoot him. The IS-4 is very well armored. The gun is very good, of course, but in comparison to the IS-7, the only thing it is better at is probably the penetration with gold. Apart from that, the IS-7 is probably better at everything: the alpha, the mobility, and the armor. And therefore the IS-7 has fully replaced the IS-4, and on top of that, the IS-4 did get a slight nerf as well, along with the E5, the Kron, the FV215B, etc, just to make it less playable in tournaments. At this point, I really don't mind. I'm just trying to get as much damage as I can. A lot of the enemy team is already falling apart. So here, I'm going to let the FV die, and I'm trying to get a shot onto the E-100 instead. The armor is still good, and the IS-4 is not a bad tank by any means. It has just been obsolete because of the fact that the IS-7 has now replaced it. So yeah, I don't understand why that shot didn't go through, but alright. It makes no huge difference whatsoever. Let's try and finish off this E-100 right here. Not really, the alpha doesn't go through, but that's okay. And of course he doesn't penetrate me, because we are still in an IS-4. This tank is still strong, don't get me wrong. It's just been replaced by the IS-7. You know what I mean? There's nothing too much to talk about. This is the same good old IS-4. If the IS-7 wasn't buffed, this thing would still probably be the #1 Soviet heavy out there, because the mobility is very good, let's be honest. But the IS-7 is just faster. The armor is good, but let's be honest, the IS-7's armor is just better. And the gun, of course, it has a tiny bit more DPM, but of course the alpha is smaller, and you know, like, it really depends on the playstyle. The only thing that's still good about this tank is the 340 gold penetration, which the IS-7 lacks, but compensates with everything else. So yeah, this game was okayish. I think we did over 4k 4k damage, which should be fine. But you know, the IS-4 is very outdated, and if you really want to get a Soviet heavy, just go for the IS-7, and the line is much better. So yeah, Happy is out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.